guys, you're watching the first video on my new YouTube channel, which is going to be about music, especially guitar playing, blues, jazz, R&B, soul, and the music scene in Berlin. The first video is going to be a guitar lesson on the Wind Cries Mary by Jimi Hendrix. I'm just going to zoom you in now and we'll see how this goes. So we're going to start off by doing the intro. We only need 3 chords for this. We need an E flat, an E and an F, played up here. Root note right here, from the 6th fret to the 8th fret. Aside from a root note on the A string, we're going to cover the E string on the same fret as well, so we get this. And the second part is same chords, E flat. You cover these strings and you just hammer on with your ring finger. Basically shifting the bass note. Normally we'd have an E flat right here, it would be our bass, but we switch it to a G right here. And do that with all the 3 chords. You got like... So the intro is... Do that twice. You got the F chord right here, and you just hammer on from the 10th to the 12th fret on the A string. Then you play the D and the G string, and then you hammer on again on the D string to the 12th. And you go back to the A string on 12th. And then you can slide down, I don't know, however you want to play it. So the intro is... It's pretty easy to cover, you're gonna get that. So, then we have our verse. We only need 3 chords for the verse as well. We only need a C chord, a B flat, and an F. So we're gonna start by taking the C up here, same shape like we had up here, and we're gonna start like this. Basically just taking the C chord and doing chromatic steps to the B flat chord. You get C, then you stop at B, and you go to B flat, and then to F. Playing the normal F chord, maybe you know it like this, but covering the root note with your thumb, like Jimmy did, so that you can do all those fancy hammer-ons. Another thing to note right here is how Jimmy always embellished his chords. For example, if you have the C chord, you can do the same thing that I explained up here when doing this run. You approach this with the same method. You just take the C chord and you can do some cool hammer-ons up here. Basically, the only thing you need to watch out for is the root note. That you play this right here, this note, switching from the C up here to the E right here. And then you can do some hammer-ons from the 5th fret you get here, just to hammer-ons on the D and G string to the 7th fret, like. That's what Jimmy always does. Same thing for the B flat chord. Then you just go to your F. So a quick example of this would be can do hammer-ons as well. You can just take the open G string and you hammer on with your middle finger on the 2nd fret. And you can also do a hammer-on from the 2nd fret on the G string to the 3rd fret. So as an example, basically your verse. So then we're going to move on to the chorus. After every verse you're going to play one chorus. You're going to start off the chorus by playing a G, then you go to B flat, and then you do the run from the intro again. So we got a G, got B flat, and the run. But you want to play certain notes from these chords, from the G and the B flat chord. You're gonna play like this. Only thing I did was, here I'm playing a G chord, my first finger is playing the B string on 3rd fret, but we're also gonna cover the B string on the 5th fret with our pinky, which would be this note. I mean, you're gonna strum it later on, but you're gonna want to hear those notes. And then you go to B flat, do the same thing, and then you just do the run again. So you got it. Stops right here, then you do it again. And after the 2nd time, you also add the 2nd part of the run. And you do the same thing up here again, and go back to the 2nd verse. So chorus would be G to B flat, and the run 2 times, and at the end of the 2nd time you also do the 2nd part of the run, and then you go back to the verse. So if we play the chorus all in one, it would be like. And then you do a little embellishment up here. Go back to the verse. So the last part missing is the solo. I'm not going to teach you the solo today because I think you should create your own solos, especially when playing something like a Jimi Hendrix song. This is what it's all about. But this certain song has a own chord progression for the solo. And this is what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the chord progression for the solo Jimi plays, and then you can play your own solo over it. So there are 2 progressions. The first one appears 3 times and the last one only 1 time. The first one goes like this. Only 4 chords. We got that F right here. Then we move to an E flat. Then to a B flat, and then to an A flat. So F, E flat, B flat, and A flat. Play that 3 times. And after you've played that 3 times, you go to this progression. You need a G chord, a B flat, a D flat, and an F. And you stay on the F for twice as long as on the other chords. So we play the whole solo progression now. Right back to the next verse. And one last thing I want to show you is, after he finishes the solo, he plays the chords from the verse differently. You know, you have the C chord and the B flat and the F from the verse, the normal verse. But after he comes out of the solo, he plays them up here. He plays the C right here, and the B and the B flat as well, and the F down here. So after you come out of the solo, you're gonna want to play it up here. The C right here, and add your pinky right here on the high E string. For this would be the 10th fret. Normally when you play a C, you would have it on the 8th fret as well as your low E string, but for this purpose we're gonna play it down here on the low E string on the 10th. So you're gonna come on the solo and you're gonna play the verse like this. So this concludes my first YouTube lesson, but I do want to know two things now. The first thing is that I do want you to play your own solo over it, which is why I didn't teach you Jimi's solo note for note. I gave you the chords, and now you should have everything to play a solo over it. But if you can't solo, or if you're not advanced enough to play your own solo and you do want me to teach you the solo to the song, just let me know in the comments and I'll look right into it if I get enough requests to do so. Second thing to notice, that Jimi always, or at least almost always, played his guitar tuned a half step down. If you want to play along with the original recording, you would have to tune your guitar a half step down. You can do that with every tuner. Yeah, and with what I gave you, you should be able to play along with the original, and I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you liked it. And I see you guys in the next video.